In Delve, you'll be exploring a dungeon that you create, dealing with weird and usually funny encounters, battling other players if you wish, and getting as rich as possible. Setup is super easy. Shuffle the dungeon tiles and deal 3 to each player. Shuffle the gold, encounter, and treasure cards. Set these near the game board. Players take the faction of their choice: Forceful, Kobolds, Wraiths, and Sellswords. They have unique abilities and have slight differences between their characters. For example, Wraiths can spend an XP token, you all start with 3, to place a second character in the room. The characters are also a bit different for each faction. Sellswords have 2 brutes. They can do a lot of damage. The Kobolds have 2 thieves. They are excellent at getting spoils. The Forcefolk have 2 leaders and aren't the strongest, but are good at attacking and looting. Characters roll different dice, so be smart when choosing which ones to place. Anyhow, take the matching cubes and place them on the game board. The cubes help keep things straight during dice rolling battles. Put the starting dungeon tile down and begin. Players will place 1 tile and draw a new one. There are a few placement rules. Paths need to connect, although there is a way around this. Once you place a tile, you can place a character face down on that tile, making other players have to think if they should challenge you. If there's a torch in the room, the characters are face up. Some tiles have game symbols that let you do things like take another turn or advance the sun track, which is the game timer. Once it reaches its end, the remaining players get one last turn. For example, if player 2 in a 4-player game move the sun to the end, players 3 and 4 still get their turns. So far, Delve sounds like a standard tile placement game, right? Well, let's talk about those encounters. Once you've closed a room, the player to your left reads an encounter. There are tons of these cards, and they give you a choice. Traps are a common occupational hazard in Skull Cavern, but in all your delving days you have never seen such a thing as a flaming boulder covered in poison spikes. But there it is, plain as the meat on Cathrug's breath, and it's rolling right toward you. Do you flee or do you dodge the death boulder? Draw tiles, place characters, resolve encounters, and collect loot. And that's Delve. Once everyone knows how to play, Delve takes a little over an hour to play, including setup and takedown. It can take slightly less or more depending on the sun track. In around 10 plays, we've only ever had 1 game under 60 minutes and 1 over 80. It may be a bit long for weeknights, but it works for our family. If it doesn't for yours, maybe save Delve for weekends. As for table space, Delve is a tile-laying game like Carcassonne. These types of games can grow quite large depending on players. I'd say it's usually the size of a standard board game, but understand that it can be a bit bigger. There's quite a bit of reading, and you can get into a bit of analysis paralysis, especially near the end of the game. What should I place? Where should it go? Do I block opponents or finish this small room? Do I fight or sneak past the monster? I'd suggest 8 and up, but great readers 7 and up who play games should be okay. Most of Delve's stories come from the map that is very different every time you play, or the encounter cards. And in any games with dice, things can change very quickly. With that out of the way, let's get to the fun part. Our friend Ariel was visiting and we had a 4-player game. Dad played a tile to end the game, but the 3 of us still had turns. Mom closed a huge room that Ariel was also inside, leading to a battle. It looked like Dad was gonna win, but this room had 19 golds and a few treasures. Poor Mom lost the battle and didn't finish with many points. Ariel leapfrogged Dad and won with 49, and he had 44. I'm 37. Mom, she finished with 6 points. If you don't like sticking it to other players, you can play pretty peacefully. Everyone does their own thing, only facing encounters and see who wins at the end. Or maybe you could play as two teams, working as a pair to beat the other. The components are good. The tiles are nice and thick, but the road should have been a different color to better stand out from the rooms. What's up with the huge first player marker? And I wonder how long the stickers will stay on these plastic character pieces. With all that said, the art is amazing. The boards are super helpful and the dice are thick and fun to roll. The game's XP system is really interesting. Do you give an up to get a little boost in battle? Or to help your chances at winning room? Do you spend one to break the game's path rules or retrieve a delver from a room? I like it a lot. The game timer is a fun idea, putting players in charge of when the game ends. Someone who gets rich quickly might want to charge toward the finish, but others slowly building their collection might want to slow things down. The game would be good without the encounter cards, but there what really makes it special. Reading other players' encounter cards keeps everyone involved, and because you know what choice they should make, it's exciting to see how things turn out. You're watching the dice rolls closely and hoping that their loot piles don't get any bigger than they are. The designers did a great job taking common mechanisms that everyone knows and making a fun, cool game that stands on its own. Delve gets 2 thumbs.